US President Barack Obama will pay his respects to the victims of America's worst mass shooting. He'll visit Orlando on Thursday and meet with the families of the 49 people killed by Omar Mateen. Well, our TRT World's Tetiana Anderson is live for us in Orlando and joins us now. Tetiana, what more do we know then about Obama's visit?
Well, Paul, he's set to arrive here in Orlando on Thursday afternoon. He will only be here for a matter of hours. And during the short course of that visit, he is expected to meet with the families of victims, with victims themselves, survivors of this tragic incident that happened here in Orlando less than a week ago. This sort of symbolic visit after a major event of gun violence here in the United States is something that the president has had to do all too often during his 2 terms as the head of this nation. In the meantime, we're also learning more about the wife of Omar Mateen. We know that she met her husband online and that the couple married in 2011 in California. They share a son together, and authorities believe that she had advanced knowledge of her husband's plot, but they're reluctant to charge her based on this knowledge. We know that she helped her husband case Pulse Nightclub. We know that she may have been with him when he purchased ammunition, but was she a co-conspirator? Was she caught up in something that she really had no knowledge of? Well, that remains to be seen, but one thing is for certain. The actions of her husband have renewed a fierce debate in this nation about gun violence.
We want to hear from you in the wake of the deadliest American shooting in history this past weekend here in Orlando.
The massacre inside a crowded gay nightclub that left 49 people dead and dozens injured is top news at Orlando's 96.5 FM.
Let's take more phone calls here.
Callers are talking about everything from the police response to the lives lost to the weapons used in the attack.
No one deserves to be shot down like a dog in a nightclub.
Many who are mourning the victims still can't understand how it happened.
I heard he was on the FBI watch list, and I don't understand how he was able to even purchase a gun being the circumstances that he was in. That puzzles me a whole lot.
Had he not been able to get a gun, would this have happened?
In the aftermath of the Pulse nightclub shooting here in Orlando, the polarizing issue of gun control is on the minds of just about everyone, from the victims to politicians to activists.
Every single day, 90 Americans are killed by gun violence. Every single day. That's 33,000 people every year. So this is a scourge that needs to be handled right now.
The street isn't a battlefield. Automatic weapons and assault rifles have got to go.
This latest mass shooting has sparked a fresh debate in Washington, with Senate Democrats even resorting to a controversial procedural tactic called a filibuster to force more action on gun control. Republicans have signaled they may be open to change, but their party's presumptive presidential nominee has his own ideas.
If some of those great people that were in that club that night had guns strapped to their waist or strapped to their ankle, and if the bullets were going in the other direction aimed at this guy who was just open target practice, you would have had a situation, folks, which would have been always horrible, but nothing like the carnage that we all as a people suffered this weekend.
People in Orlando are still suffering through the pain caused by one man.
He may have scared us, but he didn't knock us down. We're going to continue to keep rocking on and be strong.
That is the same resilient message going out to hundreds of thousands of listeners throughout Central Florida.
We are going to get through this because we are Orlando strong.
Well, Tetiana, we saw in your package there a quote from Donald Trump, and in the issue of gun control, it appears he might be softening his stance slightly. He's set to meet with the NRA. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, either softening his stance or making another bold Trump-style move. He has called a meeting with the National Rifle Association, and on that agenda, they're expected to talk about ways to prevent people who are on the terror watch list, on the no-fly list, from buying guns. That's a topic that has caused a bit of controversy in the past, some considering any limitation to people's right to bear arms as a bad thing. We do know that the National Rifle Association has endorsed Donald Trump, so Paul, it'll be interesting to see how much headway the two parties can make on this issue. Back to you.
Yeah, we shall see. Tetiana, thank you very much.